Thing new now. Before it was like, yo, deja vu. Now it's like, yeah, it's deja vu. You know, again, there you go.
Exactly.
But
myself, I don't think I go a day without experiencing deja vu in some shape, form, or fashion. So yeah, it's definitely a powerful experience. It lets you know that, you know, in the Matrix they say that was a glitch in the Matrix when you experience deja vu.
right.
But we're going to play this track by Marc Marcel, and then we're going to come back and talk about where you can find these tracks, where you can locate Marc, so we could further discuss this DMT thing, because, you know, this is definitely an issue that needs to be put up in the forefront. So this is Deja Vu by Marc Marcel.
I had a horrible dream. And what's worse, I can't wake up.
Nothing seems new anymore. It's becoming just as common as waking up in the morning. The deja vu. Like sometimes even before I walk into poetry venues, I've already pictured the colors, settings, decorations, and designs, even though I had never in my physical existence walked inside. Strange. I don't much recall the people's names, but this is something so familiar by the look on their faces. Like, maybe we met before at the same exact moment in a different time on a different place, in a parallel dimension. And I see it's still hard to recognize each other past the color of our skin. Men have hated me for such things, so sometimes I'm thinking we're here but living something we took for granted. Maybe the first time I walked the planet, I spent my time moonlighting as a carpenter, preaching at synagogues to men that just looked up to me like I was God. Odd, what churches and poetry venues have in common. Some of my fans have even called me their own prophet. So I keep wondering if I'm going to heed the warnings, or if I'm going to keep going down this path I know all so well. Maybe a microphone is the furthest thing I need to be away from. Maybe I just missed my chance at happiness a decade back before I started performing. Possibly that's why I keep having deja vu, like perhaps it's telling me something I shouldn't do. Possibly that's why I keep having deja vu, like perhaps it's telling me something I shouldn't do. Telling me something I did. What? It's been clear that the past is hard to erase. I tell my ex there's no need to worry about if I'm gonna feel guilty for your broken heart. Reality has a hard way of flashing a mirror right in front of your face. And I've been trying to do things differently. With every move I make, it's like deja vu was taking over my dreams. I don't know if this is a good thing, but it's like nothing seems new anymore. Kinda like when I stood over the Grand Canyon for the first time. I was unamazed, like I've seen this before. I've seen you before, listening to me perform. Somehow I've known this shit all along, like the words to a song. So it just makes me wonder if I'm doing something wrong. Like maybe I'm just blowing it, walking down roads I'm comfortable with. And I've been in denial for a while, knowing there's something more I want now. Knowing the further I walk down, it gets that much harder to turn around. And I know how it sounds, it's a deja vu, showing us flashes of lives we've already lived through. It's just that nothing seems new anymore. And it's been the hardest thing for me to fully accept in my life, that just maybe I might be making the same mistakes twice.
It's been a brilliant journey of self-awakening. Now you've simply got to ask yourself this: what is happiness to you?
I don't want to dream any longer. I want to live a real life.
That was real profound. That was Marc Marcel. That was Deja Vu from his up-and-coming album. And I do have a couple more questions, man. How do you think DMT could potentially affect the religious institutions that have been so hard against releasing this information that all their saints and patrons and have used?
It's become obsolete. First of all, I mean, DMT, first of all, when you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Now people, it'll become obsolete, man. I mean, one, religion is based on fairy tales. You know what I'm saying? And it's a control system. God doesn't care about all the things that religion tries to make it out to be. Man, God wants you to experience the love that you can, and He wants you to get it right. And getting it right is just experiencing what you can. You know what I'm saying? And just, I mean, trying to do the best that you can and share and love. And there is no judgment. You judge yourself. It's like Danny and Brinkley said. I believe I may be pronouncing his name incorrectly, but like when you die, you almost have like a panoramic life review. You see your life before you, and you feel it in each scene that you have in your life, and you go through it. You remember how you felt, but you also live it, and you're in that other person's shoes, and you remember how they felt. There's no God judging you. You're judging yourself, and you're your harshest critic, and you think the stuff here don't bother you, but man, when you cross, it's another consciousness. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's another feeling. You see it, you're like, oh man, I gotta get this right. You know, and so that's important. You know, we just need to love each other, and it's so good to be alive too. Also in this point of time in history, this is the greatest moment, I believe, in the history that we know of, that we've been here. I mean, first black president, as atrocious as it was, the towers falling. I mean, we've lived through that. We saw it. The internet going to the moon. What? Are you kidding me? I mean, what's next? Oh, there's a lot that's next, and it's coming. It is coming, but it's important that we love each other.
Definitely. Now, is there a correlation between DMT and freeing yourself psychologically? Because I know a lot of people, they may be at the crux where they don't know, they think they're free, but they may be psychologically entrapped or enslaved in some way. Can DMT affect that or actually free that person mentally? Does it have the potential to do that?
It can, because I will say that probably about 8 months ago, I went through, one of the darkest periods in my time. I was scammed out of some money, and he lost a friend over it who I called a friend. Like this, I love this dude, but and some other things to that. But through diving in deeper in experience and doing more reading, it's also important that I stress, like, it's not just the DMT. You also have to be this type of person, it's like, that wants to experience more. You have to read. You have to do the legwork, like Kabbalah says. You have to do the legwork here. You just can't experience DMT and be like, oh, what an experience. Okay, cool, I'm good. No, you got to take the knowledge that you learn there, and you got to incorporate into your life today. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, it's not even, the DMT is just a tool. You can do that without the DMT. It's about incorporating, living your life that the best that you can, and sharing an experience, and just giving, the love and energy off to people.
Definitely. Well, do you think that DMT can affect depression positively? I know there's been a lot of experiments where, and I'm not from, I know I'm going to say this wrong, the Ashawala, the drink with the DMT, with that as well.
Ayahuasca, right.
Ayahuasca, yes. And they use that in different experiments with people experiencing depression, and it had a lot of different results. I mean, do you think that DMT can positively affect depression?
Oh, definitely, because it shows you that your problems are nothing or meaningless. Why do you give such little things such a large amount of energy? Your problems are nothing. They are nothing. We spend more time, like Kabbalah also teaches, reading that we spend like 80% of our time worrying about stuff, and 70% of that stuff isn't even going to happen or has already happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, we're spending 80% of the time worrying about stuff that doesn't even matter, and it lets you, because it shows you the answers, man. And when you see the answers, one thing I've crossed one time, one of my experiences, I crossed, and I asked it. I was like, I want to know everything. I want to know the answers. And it said, the answers? I said, yes, I want to know the answers. And it said, Mark, why are you asking questions for answers you already know? And I was like, huh? And it said, you already know everything. And I was like, I do, don't I? And it's like, yes, you do. And you do. You know everything, man. You really do. You just can't. You know, I started asking people this lately. It was like, hey, do you ever feel like you're in your own movie? You know, and everybody else is like just a character, you know, aiding you along the way. But this is your own movie, you know, but they're not telling you, you know. It's like, and it's funny because in one of my trips I came out of it in the session, and they were looking at me like, and I know this was the energy that was brought into the room still being echoed from my trip, like being placed around them. And they were looking at me smiling like, oh, you're so close, you're so close. Like you almost know it, you almost know it. And it's like they just don't want to tell me. It's for me to figure out. So I tell people, man, and to even just take this even on a deeper note, I know we're running out of time, but I really want to end on this note. Because I didn't really touch on civilizations here and how it came to be, you know, human beings, because that's such a deep thing, you know. But I used to ask, you know, how did we all come here? How did we get here? You know, it can tell you that. It can give you the answers to that, how civilization was here. But I tell people, you know, people have this big assumption, you know, whether we were created from apes and stuff like that, or even if we came from aliens, or, you know, or even if we came from aliens, but you know, it's deeper than that. I tell people, we didn't come from the stars. We made the stars. You know what I'm saying? We made this. We made this for us to experience. So we need to experience it and enjoy it and love it, you know, because we made it for ourselves to experience. It's the greatest, this physical, the greatest gift that ever is, that ever was. We need to experience it and make it. And that's what the DMT shows you. So, yes, of course, it can definitely heal depression.
Now, where can they find you at online? What is, like, the album that you have out now? I mean, people have questions. They want to know what's going on. They want to know about where they can find your stuff and all that stuff online. Can you let them know about that?
Well, yeah, you can find all my stuff downloadables with CD Baby and iTunes. Just look up, type in my name, Marc Marcel. Go to my website, marcmarcel.com, MarCel.com. You can also go to marcelradio.com and hear live stream 24-hour poetry, a lot of underground stuff that I didn't release, and some cuts that I put out. The album that I have out currently is my greatest hits, Time Capsule. It's a 4-disc set. 60 poems, 30 remixes. Mike Greggs did half of those remixes. That's my cousin. He's a dopest producer I've met. And the album I'm about to drop, the tracks you play tonight, are from my album to be released in a couple months called Stardust. And I'm looking forward to doing that, man.
Exactly. Definitely. And I appreciate you coming through, Marc Marcel. Man, check him out online. Check out his all the stuff that he could download. You could download, and check out his new album, man. I mean, he's doing some phenomenal things, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Definitely.
I thank you, Palmetto, man. You're a good dude, man. Man, I had so much fun. I thank you, man. For real, man.
Hey, no doubt, man, no doubt. And anytime, man, you know, feel free to call up and call, you know what I'm saying? And you're part of the 2RAW4TV family now, man, so that's what it is.
Peace, this is Brother Spirit, the Tattoo Poet, host of the Session Live. Turn off your TV, ladies and gentlemen, and if you need me, I will never be available on Thursdays at 11 p.m. because I'll be chilling with my boy Palmetto Starr on 2RAW4TV. blogtalkradio.com/2RAW4TV.
I know they give me respect, even before walking the venue, they see it tatted on my neck.